My life is fucking awesome, man. I'm so grateful for my past self for getting onto this journey, for listening to other smart people who were telling unusual things on the internet, who will who were saying weird things like you should meditate, like who the hell is meditation for? It's like for some monks or something. Yeah, it's actually good. It's actually for me, bro. Meditation is useful, and working out is useful, and eating healthy is useful. Prove? Look at me, I'm literally like, I'm drugged with endorphins right now because I just had a workout, that's why. But bro, this life is so much better. You don't realize how shit it was before. And now, to you, comrade, it's okay, it's just water. And it's not actually this disgusting, it's the actual print, it's the actual design of the cup, so it came like this. It's not covered in dirt, okay? To you, comrade. Your mental health could be so much better if you improved your normal health, your physical health. So people usually separate these two things as if they weren't the same fucking part of your life. But yeah, they are kind of different, but there's so much correlation between the two that once you improve the one, the second follows it. So if, for example, if you have bad mental health and bad physical health, and you decide to first start meditating, by meditating you become more present and more conscious of your life. So you start to think about improving other things. And what comes to mind? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you need to improve? Maybe it's your diet. Maybe it's exercise. So you start exercising and you start to eat healthier. This is what you start doing. And if it goes the other way around, imagine you just suddenly decided to change your diet. You ate good. Then you're like, okay, I feel really good now. What else could I improve to feel good? And you start learning about meditation and gratitude, all those things that you like. I don't know, but I used to see people who talk about meditation and gratitude as those nerds, like either nerds or like weird spiritual monks who talk about some bullshit about like spirits and the stuff that doesn't exist in the realm of science. But then I realized that meditation, as it is explained by spiritual people, is just a way to explain it to people who don't really know that much about biochemistry and neurosciences, because I could go into a long talk where I would become really nerdy and I would say things like, "Oh, meditation is making you use more your prefrontal cortex dopamine circuit. Like you have two dopamine circuits. The one that's like goes through limbic brain and the one who goes through the prefrontal cortex. And when you use the one who goes through the prefrontal cortex, you get better control over your mind, and then you get better thoughts and more consciousness and more presence." Okay, it is, but if I could just tell you, meditate, make your brain function smarter, because like basically I explain it to you in this like caveman style. You just sit down and you think about one thing, and when you start thinking about a different thing, you force yourself to go and think back about the first thing, and which makes you smarter and which makes you happier. This would be so much easier to implement, and this is why people talk about this in the spiritual way. Of course, there's mechanisms behind it. I'm not really that much of a nerd science guy who really goes into science everywhere, but just know that it's not just some spiritual bullshit. It is proven that there's mechanisms behind it. It's just explained in a spiritual way so that normal people can understand it without listening a 50-minute lecture on neurochemistry. So yeah, I kind of deviated from the main subject of this video because of all the neurotransmitters flowing through my brain right now, but just know that you get this, like, once you use your prefrontal cortex dopamine circuit, your life becomes so much easier. Just start meditating, start going to the gym, try those things. You will find out so much about yourself that you wouldn't believe it. You literally wouldn't believe it why you didn't do this before. Good luck on your journey. I hope you do all this. Cheers, comrade.